Alright guys, welcome back everyone, and today I have an important video to share with you guys regarding NexTech. So if you're a current shareholder, or are maybe considering buying some shares of this company, I think it's important to understand the financials of a company that you're investing in, which is why this video is dedicated to the financial results of the Metaverse and augmented reality company NexTech. And these results are going to be reflective of 2021 and how that compared to the previous year. So let's take a look at this semi-newish video that was released on March 8th. And I'm also going to play the intro of this interview video as well, just for all the newcomers who maybe aren't familiar with this company, as I think it'll provide a quick overview of what NexTech is all about. So as long as you can get past the stiff voice of the interviewer and the cringy dubstep music playing in the intro, I think this video is going to provide a really solid overview of all the progress NexTech has made over the last year. So let's check it out, and then I'll be giving my thoughts on everything at the end.
I'm Ebony North for Investment Pitch Media. Thanks for joining us today. NexTech AR Solutions Corp., a Metaverse company and leading provider of augmented reality products, released its unaudited preliminary financial results for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2021. NexTech develops and operates platforms critical to creating and populating the Metaverse, including spatial mapping technology and augmented reality solutions. These include three-dimensional product visualizations, human holograms, 360 portals, and augmented labs that alter e-commerce, digital advertising, learning and higher education, hybrid virtual events, and training. The company ended 2021 with $975,000 in recurring revenue, with $475,000 from annual recurring revenue and more than $500,000 from annual repeat business from customers, as the company transforms to a Metaverse company. Another $1.4 million came from renewable software licenses, an increase of 316% over 2020. Evan Gappelberg, NexTech's AR CEO, has joined us today to discuss these numbers and the outlook for 2022. Welcome, Evan.
Thank you, Ebony. So in 2021, we just reported a substantial uptick in our customer adoption of our augmented reality and 3D modeling technology. We're now rapidly signing up customers for 12-month contracts. As we exited 2021, our annual recurring revenue is just shy of $1 million, clocking in at around $975,000. As we now enter 2022, we're seeing that momentum continue with our monthly recurring revenue. It's moving up quite rapidly with new customer wins in January of 2022 and February of 2022 and continuing in March. When you look at 2021, we had total annual revenue of $25.9 million reported today, up 47% versus our 2020 number. And as we roll into 2022, we see another year of record revenue where some of our legacy business continues to perform for us, including our e-com businesses. But the real story here, the real growth, the hyper growth is coming from our renewable software license business, which is augmented reality technology for e-commerce, 3D modeling, and of course our Metaverse studio. So super excited about the numbers that we released. 25.9 million annual total revenue in 2021, up 47% year over year. But this real story is 2022 is going to be another record year for NexTech. And so that's really what's happening. Augmented reality, 3D models. From my perspective, this is the year that really goes down in history as a breakout year for everything 3D, and really a tremendous year of growth for NexTech and our shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you, Evan. As mentioned, historically, most of the company's revenues have been derived from 3 e-commerce platforms: vacuumcleanermarket.com, infinitepetlife.com, and truelifesupplements.com, where the company reported product sales of $19.2 million, an increase of 38% from 2020, and technology services of $5.3 million, up 55% from 2020. Annual gross profit of $9.8 million is close to the $9.85 million audited gross profit reported for 2020. According to a February 2021 report by Research and Markets, the global augmented reality market size is estimated to reach $340.16 billion US by 2028, an explosive 43.8% compound annual growth rate from the $26.75 billion US reported in 2021. Continued innovations in the augmented reality realm, which have triggered the adoption of the technology in several industries and industry verticals, is fueling market growth. People are increasingly adopting the AR-supported online platforms for shopping, education, and social media interactions, among other purposes, for a better immersion experience.
So overall, this is really cool to see and tells me that NexTech is on their way to profitability. So let's recap. When it comes to 2021, NexTech is increasing the number of 12-month client contracts with an increase in overall reoccurring revenue, which was nearly $1 million, with total annual revenue reaching $25.9 million, which was a 47% growth in revenue when compared to 2020, which means that even when it comes to monthly reoccurring revenue, NexTech is continuing to grow. And to be honest here, these are all extremely encouraging signs and is exactly the kind of thing that you want to see with smaller startups. And of course, with no surprise to me, the bulk of NexTech's growth can be contributed to their subscription and renewable license services, which is essentially where companies will be paying a reoccurring fee to use NexTech's software integration into their own apps and web stores. And probably the most interesting and important part about the whole interview is not just how Evan said 2022 was going to be another record-breaking year for NexTech, but more so how he's predicting that 2022 is a year that'll go down in history into what he calls a breakout year for everything 3D, which, as you can assume, is probably relating to everything augmented reality and metaverse related. And I'm also going to have to assume that he's been looking at different statistical trajectory models to back up what he's saying here, as he's expecting to see huge growth this year for the AR and 3D models space. And whether or not the growth will actually happen this year or 3 years from now is of course soon to be seen. But regardless, it's nice to see that the CEO has some good optimism and is expecting some growth in not only his business, but also NexTech's actual stock this year, which, to be honest, after the last year, I think some growth in this stock is much needed. So yeah, not much else to discuss here, guys. Hopefully you found all the information useful. And if you did, be sure to drop a like. Thanks as always, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.